Get started. If I could have David Foley.
Yes.
Vine Run Baptist Church. If he could do the invocation for us, if everyone can stand.
Would you bow with me in prayer, please? Our Heavenly Father, we just ask tonight that you just might be with this group, that you might watch over them, bless them with wisdom and discernment. Thank you for the many beautiful resources that you've afforded us here in Grant County. We count it a great privilege and an honor to be stewards of what you've placed in our charge. So help us to do that in a way that is honoring and pleasing to you. Pray that you might be with the board tonight, and that you might continue to be with the citizens, that this might be a wonderful time of taking our county forward, and that you get to glory in and through the process. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. If everyone can stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. I want to welcome everyone to the Grant County Fiscal Court meeting Tuesday, March 19th at 6:30. We can get started. If I can have you call roll.
Magistrate Humphrey.
Present.
Magistrate Riley.
Present.
Magistrate Covenor.
Present.
Judge Gills.
Present. First thing on the agenda is approval of the minutes. To present a motion for approval of the minutes for regular meeting dated March 5th, 2019, and special meeting dated March 8th, 2019.
Having read the minutes, I make a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes dated March 5th, 2019, and the special meeting dated March 8th, 2019.
I second.
I have a second. All in favor, by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next on the agenda, we have the fiscal matters. Present for a motion approval of claims drawn on the general fund, road fund, and jail fund dated March 19, 2019, along with transfers as presented.
Having reviewed the fiscal matters of claims drawn on the general fund, road fund, jail fund dated March 19, 2019, make a motion we approve.
I will second.
I have a second. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is a resolution. Present for a motion to approve resolution number 2019-09, a resolution of endorsement of Operation Honor. Is anyone here from, okay, I'm sorry, Greg. Joe Montgomery's not able to be here. Joe is basically, I guess, the director involved with Operation Honor. And if I can have the clerk read the resolution, and then we'll present it to Greg on behalf.
This is resolution number 2019-05. Whereas the Grant County Fiscal Court has the utmost respect for United States veterans and their families, and whereas the Grant County Fiscal Court wishes to enhance the lives of the United States veterans and their families, and whereas the Grant County Fiscal Court acknowledges Operation Honor, a 501c3 organization that employs veterans to manufacture burial flag cases and honor banners for veterans, and whereas Operation Honor will be presenting a program implementing the Honor Banner program for Grant County, Kentucky on April 13, 2019, and whereas all veterans, active duty, law enforcement, and first responders will receive free tickets, and whereas the Eyes of Freedom Memorial, a nationally traveling memorial, will be unveiled and a special presentation will occur, be it hereby resolved that the Grant County Fiscal Court fully endorses the Operation Honor evening and encourages all county citizens to participate. Chuck Dills, Grant County Judge Executive.
Thank you. And Greg, we'll get that out to you. We'll sign it off today, and then we'll get that out to you tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming up, and thanks for being involved in Operation Honor.
You're welcome. City Council, thank you.
And where can citizens purchase tickets at the door if they want to participate? If not all of it, I just wanted to remind folks. because I need to do so myself.
Okay. I'll come to the mic probably, just don't mind real quick.
Well,
Yes, we have tickets. The best way, they have a Facebook page, Operation Honor. And then they have a website as well where you can purchase tickets for spouses or anyone that's not a veteran or a first responder. And the tickets are $15 for the meal. And like I say, you can purchase those online at operationhonor.org. We're just trying to get word out on that. So we also do have tickets during normal business hours at the City of Williamstown. You can go through the drive-thru, you can go in the city clerk's room there, and you can pick up a free ticket for a veteran or first responder, or you can purchase one. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
thanks, Greg. I need a motion to approve the resolution.
I make a motion to approve the resolution as read, number 2019-05, related to Operation Honor.
I second.
I have a second. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next thing on the agenda I want to add is John Seaberg is here with Stage Right. I spoke with John a couple weeks ago, and he would like to speak to the fiscal court, let them know what they're involved in. And John, if you want to step up to the mic and,
I have packets.
okay, great.
We like packets.
I didn't bring enough packets, but, because I do.
And hold on, I've got yours.
Okay, you got that one, you guys can share that one. All right, I'm gonna wing this, since I was gonna use one, but that's all good.
Do you want to borrow this one? And I can.
No, you're, okay, that's cool, that'll work. I'll give it back
I
to you.
want you to wing it, John.
Okay, you don't want me to wing it, because I could go for
I've
hours.
been there before.
All right, I'll skip through the unimportant stuff. For those of you that don't know, my name is John Seatenberg, and I'm the president of Stage Right Theater Company. We were formed here in the county. This is our 4th season starting out, and we produce, usually our normal schedule has been a main stage summer dinner theater show at Main Street Gardens, and then we've done a Christmas show, which usually has been at Main Street Gardens as well as educational workshops that have taken place both at Williamstown High School and at Grant County High School as well. And as a side note, we've also done a free Arts in the Park thing in partnership with Dry Ridge 2 years ago up at Piddle Park. So in this packet, and I'm not going to read everything, but the first page is our mission and vision statement, which basically says our vision is to strive to bring quality family-friendly entertainment through a season of live shows, to bring enrichment by bringing performing arts access to our local community, and to provide cultural enrichment to our community by reaching non-theater going audiences, to bring quality arts education through workshops in our Rising Stars Academy productions, and to provide local and regional artists a place to work and learn their craft in a safe and supportive environment. We've been a 501c3 nonprofit since the beginning, which means we're held as a public charity as well. So, and then if you'll flip the next page, this is just some things. Because basically, I would love to give you guys an opportunity as the fiscal court to support what we do. Because and I'll skip down, but when the chamber had funded the impression survey, one of the things that was noted was there was no visible arts presence in our county. And a lot of us, I mean, quite honestly, we're not in an arts-rich environment. Most of this is kind of foreign to a lot of folks after you get out of high school, and I think it's good because by what we're bringing is we're trying to give not just an avenue for our young people, but our existing citizens as well. So just some financial information about our company. Ticket sales account for only about 36% of our total income. The rest has come from corporate and local government sponsors like, hopefully, you guys. And the way that works is this. Most other 501c3s depend heavily on state and federal financing through grants and other things. We've chosen not to do that. And the idea was this. We're a local community theater, and we want to stay local community. And doing that, the community has been great. So the lion's share of our funding comes mostly from local businesses. 97% of every money that comes in goes directly into production expenses. Only 3% cover other things such as web hosting, insurance, office supplies, printing, the overhead stuff. Now, marketing is figured into that 97%, but I don't take a salary, neither does anyone else on their board. So it's all been about trying to put everything back into the production. A lot of people don't understand, but to put on a summer main stage show, it costs us about $30,000 to do that. And of that, a lot of it is non-negotiable money that we can't affect. Just as some background, other theaters in the area also receive funding from their fiscal courts. That's kind of what gave me the idea. And then when I talked to Chuck, I'm like, yeah, would you guys be interested? Because I know Kenton County Fiscal Court supports the Carnegie down in Covington, and Pendleton County has supported Kincaid. Gosh, I was a board member there for 8 years or whatever, so they've supported them for a long time. And then finally, approximately 40%, according to last time we did demographics last summer, approximately 40% of our ticket sales come outside the county, 60% are local citizens inside the Grant County area. So we're servicing a little bit of everybody, and it's a great opportunity. Some other information, we're the only professional performing arts company in Grant County. I don't want to say we're the only entertainment, but we're the only thing that produces, I wouldn't say year-round, but multiple events throughout the year. Our summer show usually runs 3 weekends. We would love to expand, but finances sort of figure into that. Between paying cash salaries and having to expand that, but more importantly, the royalty piece factors in a lot because you pay a per show fee to a company whenever you're going to do a show. Last year, our programs reached a total of over 600 students, most of them from our county, and that's in the form of participants, as well as we had over 450, almost 480 students come to our Christmas show, which we offered a $5 ticket to, which I thought was great because then it prevented our kids from having to go to Cincinnati or Lexington and make a long bus trip. Also, we want to continue to offer arts outreach performances at a reasonable cost to them. So that's something we want to continue. In fact, this year, I'll jump ahead for a second. We're doing Frozen Junior for our Christmas show this year, and we're going to do 2 of those educational offerings because we felt that 450 people packed into Main Street Gardens made it a little disadvantageous for the last few rows. So we want to kind of, not so much to make more money, but to try and offer more opportunity for a better experience. We're always looking to expand, but everything is always contingent on funding. So, I mean, obviously, that's why I'm here, but I look at it this way. We've always been open to everybody local. So what I mean by that is this. Anytime we do a performance, whether it is like All Shook Up, which is our Main Street summer show, we did 2 rounds of auditions. We did 1 round at NKU, and we did a 2nd round here at Main Street Gardens. They're always open to everybody. We never have closed auditions. You don't have to join a company or pay a fee or anything else to do it. It's literally, if you want to come, you can reserve a time, you show up and you audition. I would love to see more people get involved. It's just trying to get the word out, and the frustrating fact from running this thing for 4 years is you'll go out in the community and people are like, oh, that's so great that you're here. And it's like, well, have you come and seen a show? And they'll say, no, I haven't made it out yet. And it's like, well, you really ought to come. And this summer is the best time to do it because we're doing All Shook Up, which is, it's all Elvis music, but it's paired with a modern story set in the 50s. So it's a fun show. It is certainly upbeat and encouraging. So it's, it makes it fun. So, and finally, it's our goal to continue to make the arts both accessible and affordable for everybody here in Grant County. Because I think ultimately we can become that visible arts presence here and maybe even grow that beyond that. So here's our season for this year, just so everybody kind of knows. We're doing a Rising Stars Summer Workshop that's open to children, regardless of where they're at, but it's from ages 8 through 18. We're doing it at the high school in Grant County. It will start the first week of June, and it will run for 3 weeks. We'll do performances on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which I believe off the top of my head, it's like the 21st, 22nd, 23rd. I think it's that weekend. We're doing The Little Mermaid, which would be cute. For whatever reason, whenever you do drama, you always get 100 girls and 2 guys. So we had to pick shows that will sort of cater to that. But we're excited about that. So it's open to kids 8 through 18. And throughout that, we run the camp Monday through Friday. And during that time, they're not just taught the show, but we generally will bring in either some of the actors from the summer show or other individuals that have either worked in professional theater or they teach vocals as well as improvisation, as well as movement, as well as stage presence. All of those things work together. So that's our first offering. Then we're doing All Shook Up at Main Street Gardens. That runs July 5th through the 21st. All 3 weekends there. Right after that, our Murder Mystery is coming back, so I know some people have come to that. So we're doing Murder Mystery one night, October 26th. That'll also be at Main Street. And then Frozen Junior, which will be right now just the first weekend in December. If it sells well, we'll look into adding a second week if we can do it. The kids' shows are a little easier to expand that. Just so you know, when we do a children's performance, it costs somewhere between $8,000 and $9,000 to put that on. We pay our professional instructors somewhere between $500 and $1,000 to come and do that. And then the rest of it goes to royalties, costumes, scenery, all of that kind of background. So it adds up very quickly. Trust me. I've learned in 4 years. When I worked, I was the technical director at Kincaid for 12. So that whole time it was great to say, okay, what's my budget? And then I just go spend it. Now my budget comes out of my pocket, so I'm always kind of like going, okay, can we really get away with doing that some way different? So that's kind of where we're at. And if you'll look through the rest, I'm not going to go through it. But it kind of talks a little bit about some demographics that we have and then what your sponsorship supports. So if you guys certainly would consider sponsoring us, we would certainly appreciate it. We do get Williamstown and Dry Ridge both have partnered with us from the beginning, which has been awesome. Tourism has been a help as well, and Jamie will help us some with advertising as well. And as a reciprocating thing, I've tried to be bouncing things back and forth, because one of the things I think she talked about in the beginning, and I don't know how much you guys are aware of that, but so many people do their own thing, and we've always talked about, okay, when somebody calls me, because my cell phone is the theater phone number, and I'll answer, I'll be on a job somewhere and somebody will call, hey, do you have anything playing? No, I don't have anything right now. Well, what's going on in the community? Okay, go to visitgrantky.com. That should list everything for you, or look up Grant County Tourism, and you'll find that contact point. So I'm trying to direct everybody back through them rather than going, well, there's nothing here, or, you know what I'm saying? I think a lot of individuals have done that, and it's not helped any of us. So I think going forward, if we do things more as a community, I think we'll be a lot more successful. Any questions? I could talk for a year, so. My wife's laughing.
First of all, I'm glad you came up and wanted to speak, because we'll be working on the budget, and I think it's important to our community. I want to thank you and your family for what you all have done for the community, because I know firsthand that you've paid for a lot of stuff yourself. So, you know, the county benefits from it, and I'll be glad that we sit down during the budget process and see what we can do to help it out. So.
And honestly, if there's any questions or anybody's interested in getting involved, you can either, my phone number, if you go to the website, my phone number, I'll give it to you now. It's 859-803-4649. Or our email address is stagerightmtc, musical theater company, short, @gmail.com. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for your time. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you, John.
All right, thank you.
Hey.
Oh, I forgot to give you your paper back.
Oh, you passed my desk. Thank you.
I'm just stealing my book back.
Thanks again, John.
Thank you, Chuck.
Okay, next item on the agenda is new business. First thing we have is annual review for ordinance number 02-2017-705. It's required by section 13 of the occupational license tax ordinance. And you all have it in your packet. What this is in the ordinance, it was before, prior to me, and you all were involved in the ordinance. There's a section that says that the occupational tax needs to be reviewed annually during the anniversary date, which is April. So I want the opportunity for you all to review that and look at it. I want to make some suggestions. I've been here 3 months. I'm all trying to lower the occupational tax down, but at this point, with all the road issues we're having, right now we're probably a little over 1.2 million going on. Understand a lot of that's through FEMA, emergency road aid funds. We'll be getting reimbursed at different levels on different parts of it. But the problem is the cash flow to pay these contractors to do the repairs. So I think, financially it'd be premature to act on this, at this time. I think we need to maybe revisit it before the next annual time after we can get money shifted to reserve. But I think at this time that we need to continue on until we get some of the infrastructure fixed in the county.
I second that opinion, because frankly, it's not even just the emergency situations that have sprung up since last October, which, to Judge Dill's point, thankfully, we have a large chunk of that will be reimbursed from the state and federal level but it's more important to have the cash flow. But even before we have those emergency situations, we still have a good 15+ years of road maintenance that we financially need to get caught up on. And with the occupational tax being lowered at 1.5% and there's no offset at the real estate property tax going up, I think it's very premature because we have not, infrastructurally wise, we're not caught up yet. And we've got road equipment that needs purchased. We have multiple other roads that need to be resurfaced outside of the emergency situations that we have. And then we haven't even begun to tackle just the infrastructure of even this building. I think we look around, and I don't think any of us support millions of dollars being funneled into this building, but I mean, we clearly have a roof that needs fixed. So I'm with you, and I'm sure that the others are as well. Yes, the review is fine and dandy, but we still have a lot of financial things we need to address.
Mr. Goldar, Mr. Humphrey, any additional to add?
I would agree 100%. It's just being out and about the county.
We're behind.
Over the years that I've patrolled the county and the cities, and the years I've patrolled the county, there's many, many places in this county that haven't been touched 25, 30 years. Ditches have filled in. Roadways are getting narrower because of the mud and dirt coming up on top of them and taking over the roadways. Fence rows and right-of-ways are getting grown up. We just haven't had the money to maintain. This building here is very historic. And I think everybody in this room would agree it's very historic. It's a great building. It's a great old building that has seen a lot of things in history. If those walls could talk, as that old saying would go. I think we really need to preserve this building, bring it back up to some standards and codes so it doesn't fall down around us. You go in some of these other counties, these older counties, you see their courthouses like this that are laying on the ground now, and it's sad. This building's in bad shape. It really is, and it needs to be brought up, and there's no sense why we can't bring it up. It's for the people.
Well, just a couple other things to add, other than the roads. Other couple issues is, you touched on the building, but we're still looking at the ambulance situation.
Absolutely.
I've got a meeting actually Wednesday with one of the providers, and I've been meeting with the city of Dry Ridge, so, we're gonna be faced with that too. So I think there's a lot of financial needs that we're gonna have to straighten out, fix, and we're going to this next budget.
There's been a lot of cans kicked down the road for many years, and we need to stop kicking these cans and getting it addressed and bring this county back up to standards where it needs to be.
So there's no other discussion, I don't need a motion on this, we just needed to review it, so,
Consider the review done.
okay. Next on the item is a addition that we've added. I was meeting with Steve Tatum, our road supervisor, today. We were hoping to get some prices on Blanchett Road of getting it paved as soon as they get the road slippage done. And it looks like that, the bid may be a little over $20,000. So we need to put this out for bids. And I've got the-
Hence another reason why the occupational tax doesn't be lowered, because what he's going to bid is not available to be paid for out of the FEMA funding.
So,
We need to make a motion on that.
well, I'm going to present a motion for permission to advertise for bid, repaving of the road, slip repairs, areas of Blanchett Road, Corinth, Kentucky. So I need a motion to advertise for bid.
I'll make a motion, we advertise for bids for the repaving of the section where the slippage occurred on Blanchard Road, Corinth, Kentucky.
A second.
I have a second. Any more discussion? If not, all in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We have, who wants to go first? Sheriff Maines, do you have anything to report?
I don't have anything to add this week other than our 3 cruisers we had spoke about that are still out. we were told this week that they're in Chicago and they're unable to be delivered at this time. Ford's having some kind of issue with delivering vehicles, so we're still waiting on those three.
Can we go get them?
We asked that question and they said no. Actually, Paul Miller Ford called the plant and said, hey, can we send our own carrier to come get them? And they said no.
I don't think they're there.
I
I don't think they're there.
I don't think they're there
They're
either.
not there, they let them come get them.
They probably want you to come get them, so we leave them alone.
Mike Webster, our jailer.
Just real quick, 268 state, 54 county inmates. We picked up 1,290 pounds of trash with the county on the county crew. And then also the state crew went from pretty much countywide all the way down 25.
I've noticed a lot of the areas that, over the Mountain Zion areas, a lot of the places that, I'll be honest with you, they've been trashed for years. I mean, they had moss and mold growing on some of the trash that was on the roadside, and those areas are cleaned up. And I want to thank you all for that. It's made a great difference. And people over there notice it too, because I stopped and talked to several people Sunday, and they've seen me out there, and they're very appreciative of it.
We're trying to do as much as we can, you know, mowing season's coming on, so right now is our big time to get out in front of the trash. And
Because you just pick it up
when the
before.
grass starts going in between mowing grass, we'll try to get out and get some more.
Mike, how many state inmates did you say?
268, Pat.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Oh, and one other thing, as of right now, I have only 2 spots available, and they're both part-time. I do have one gentleman that's finishing his final stages of top standards, so I probably will be losing one, but I do have reserve applications in the shelf waiting for us instead of us begging.
Well, and that should be on the front page of the newspaper, Mr. Marshall, because I don't know of a time that I can recall the last time that facility has been fully staffed with employees. We're not talking inmates, but,
Now,
so
some of
that's
them
a big,
still
that's a pretty big.
training. I didn't, busy doing other things, I didn't get a rundown from training on the hours we trained, so I've got a very large class of new employees in training right now. They should finish their training next week sometime, and then at that point, they'll be out on the floor to be shadowed and do their FTO work, but it's the first time in a long time we're fully staffed.
Good job.
That's great.
How many county employees, county inmates are there? Just curious, I didn't catch that.
Today, there's 54.
Is that 54? Okay, thank you.
How's that number fluctuate, Mike?
At the highest, Roger, that I believe I seen was in the 70s, close to 80.
Okay.
And we've been as low as 30 some, so it kind of ebbs and flows. Historically, in the summer months, they're a little higher than the winter months.
Moving down, Judge Executive Report. Some of the things I want to report on. Last night, Shauna Kodar, Magistrate, 2nd District, myself attended Driver City Council meeting. We've been trying to attend as many of these meetings as possible. I actually attended last week the Northern Kentucky District Health meeting. Met with them on some issues of Northern Kentucky. Also, I want to commend Mike Webster again. 3 months being in office, I haven't received, knock on wood, one complaint on the jail. So that's a positive. So I just want to put that out there. So I hope I haven't jinxed you. But yeah, everything I'm hearing and seeing, I've been over the jail. I've done walkthroughs, visits. I try to get around to all the offices, and everything seems to be running smooth. So I want to commend him for that. Also, while I'm talking, is Brian Maines, our sheriff. You know, I see their activity reports. They're getting reports out, doing patrol. I see a lot of community-oriented policing going on in Crittenden area, Grand County Park. The deputies are getting involved while the kids are playing on the basketball courts, shooting a little basketball with them while they're up there. So, you know, our youth needs is mentoring. Same thing John's doing with his program. We need a lot of it. It keeps kids out of trouble and has them respect their adults. So I appreciate that, Brian, what they're doing. Also, I want to touch base again with the ambulance. We had our first mayor and judge exec meeting. We're going to try to have these monthly. I've got another one scheduled in April. It gives an opportunity where I can sit down with all the mayors. We can share information from each of the cities and the county, interests, concerns. One of them on the priority of our discussion was the ambulance concerns. We're in some deep discussion on it, and we'll be meeting again in April to discuss more so I can bring it back to the court. So I just want to let you all know that. And as I said, I'll be meeting with AMR on Wednesday, at least to see both sides so we can compare apples to apples of what we need to offer to the best of the county. Other than getting out to all the road issues, I know we wore Steve Tatum out again. I mentioned that every meeting. I get copied on all the emails to him. I apologize. The water has messed up the roads, not only in our county, but other counties, and I commend you. As of right now, when we put a phone call out within 24 hours, they're getting things fixed. I don't know how they're doing it with the staff, but they're doing it. Just keep up the good work. You're doing a good job. So I won't go any further. I'll let Jacqueline Riley, manager of the 1st District, report from the south end of the county.
Just to piggyback on Judge Dills, that's absolutely true as it pertains to the road department, to the point where I even feel bad when I call on the weekend and share some concerns, and the leadership or the ownership is there where we've had folks work the weekends, and it's not due to snow removal, it's due to mud issues, road sliding where gravel needs to be placed. And so I appreciate him and the 2 folks that came in 2 Saturdays ago, somewhat last minute and completely pouring down rain for that matter. So thank you for that. As Judge Dills indicates, I don't know that we can continue to beat a dead horse on the fact of the matter is these roads are wearing us out, and Mother Nature hasn't showed us any mercy from that standpoint. And I think we all continue to pray for warmer weather to break and for actual precipitation to stop for a minute. Blanchett Road is predicted to be finished hopefully within the next 2 weeks, of which we've got the advertised bid to aggressively get that road paved in 2 sections. I am still awaiting an update from the Transportation Cabinet as to the official construction for the Blanchett Railroad Bridge. I don't know, did an email come across that yet? We were, as residents and citizens, supposed to see visible progress on that by the end of the month. Well, it's mid-March, so I was just following up to see if the timeline was still true. They were scheduled to have some pre-construction meetings, and so I just want to make sure that citizens are aware of when those projects will officially start, which supposedly we should see visibility by the end of the month. Other things, I know that Roger will speak to this. I have had my fair share of citizen inquiries as it pertains to county ordinance violations, mostly just trash and the number of vehicles parked in folks' cars, which our county ordinance only allows for 2 broken down vehicles and no more. When you have more than 2, then you're in violation of the current ordinance. And so I really want to commend Becky Ruhal, and I'm assuming your staff's involved possibly with following up on some of these inquiries, and Mr. Miles, as we continue to get other inquiries as we try to further the cleanliness and to the beautification of the county. Lastly, we did have the opportunity Monday morning, a few of us on the court and some of the courthouse staff, to attend the monthly Chamber of Commerce breakfast that was hosted by the ARC. And it really makes my hair stand up on my arms when you think about the reality that every year for the past 2 years and moving on for the 3rd year, we have had over 1 million visitors right here in Williamstown, Kentucky. And the ARC has really challenged us as Grant Countyans, as small business owners, what can we do to get some of that traffic to come in to patronize our businesses, and I think it's up to us. The ARC has done what they said they would do when they brought the visitors, and they continue to bring the visitors, and they're on track for the 3rd year to have the 1 million plus come. They continue to expand. We had a chance to see the auditorium, and I wanted to make a plug also for Grant Countyans. Anyone that has a license, if you're looking for a dinner date, parking is free for the entire year. All you have to do is show your license, and you can go and have the buffet, and it's delicious. And you can even visit the animals for free and see some of the other attractions. You can't get on the boat for the free parking, but you at least can go and dine. And they announced to us that even their zoo is going to be expanding double. I think they have like, 60 or 80 animals, and that will be doubling. And something also exciting is even a larger park for kids to play with, which will be handicap accessible. That's in the future phase as well. And so just wanted to make the plug that there are some exciting things continuing to happen at the ARC. And for those of you in the audience that are business owners, they're really challenging, the chamber and others. What can we do to help facilitate that traffic off of I-75? And Judge Dills and I, we had an opportunity 2 weeks ago to attend Williamstown City Council, where there was plans announced for some construction to finally start happening off of 75 exit here in Williamstown for a hotel. But Northern Kentucky, they've got 6, 7, 8 hotels underway, and it's all because there's not enough places for these citizens to stay, whether it's spring break or summer or Christmas or Easter. And so that continues to be a need. So I just found that their presentation very interesting.
And if you remember, he said people were having to go to Louisville and Lexington
Oh,
to
yeah.
hotel.
Yes.
Well, even like when we camp, my family and I and friends, we camp at Laurel Lake, which is over 2 hours away. People are camping at campgrounds and commuting to Williamstown over 2 hours away because that's the closest place that they can find, even a campground. And so there's a lot of opportunity for entrepreneurs out there that want to embark on a new journey as far as a business creation too. It's just, looking into that. And so that's just interesting. So anyways, I'll be quiet and pass it on to District 2.
As Jacqueline said, we did attend the ARC Encounter. Their new facility will hold 2,500 people. It's inside. It's about a 36,000 square foot building. So it's
crazy big.
Yeah, and they've already got 2 venues, and I know one of the venues sold out already. So I think we'll see more coming. I don't think they've actually, actually scheduled everything yet, so they don't want to be saying stuff too far in advance, but I think they have maybe a women's conference coming up. And then on Easter Sunday, they are having a Easter sunrise service at 7 a.m., I believe.
And again, as Grant Countyans, you can get in for free for your parking to attend that.
So, and then, of course, they'll have, I think,
Brunch.
a brunch following that. So that's a real good thing for the county. As we said, I've been traveling roads. I think Steve can attest to that. We've still got, if you see it, we've got signs for our vehicles now. It'll have the magistrate, and it's good because sometimes there'll be people outside, and when they see that, they're more apt to stop and talk to you. And I had several that have been stopping and talking, and said, we're glad you're traveling the roads like you are. I've still got some major issues on Ford's Mill, and I have a issue down by the lake off of Reeves Road. They've got some really major problems on some roads down in there. So we're gonna have to they've got the road coming up in the middle, they've got huge potholes, and we're gonna have to do something. There's just no other way about it. And then travel Bolts Lake Road, it's pretty rough looking too. I think we had talked about that. Chuck said we did attend the Dry Ridge City Council meeting yesterday evening. I found out there that they no longer have their K-9 unit, and they will not be instituting another one to replace the one they lost. And there's also potential for a new city administrator to be hired there. Chuck?
Like a new position?
Well, yeah, but I don't think it will be, I think it will consume someone within the city there that already works, maybe combining a job. That's my understanding on that. Also, Chuck, on March the 8th, they had that meeting on those 6 alternatives for the outer loops.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And I stepped in and out and attended the meeting up there.
From what I understand, didn't they go ahead and narrow that down to 3?
Yes,
And
they basically narrowed it down to 3, and 2 of them actually go through Grant
Yeah,
County.
2 of them actually are still,
One of them goes between Crittenden and Walton, I believe.
Yes.
The northernmost one.
but it was supposed to hit Grant County at some point, and then the other one that stayed in the study is the one that goes outside, on the other side of Williamstown, you know, and I know Pendleton County is very anxious to, you know, get that one, because that would connect them into an economic situation there. We are working on Jamison Road now, on the slippage over there, and I'm sure the people will be excited about that.
They will
Yeah.
be pleased.
So, I think that's about it. Your turn.
Take us on home, Roger.
Bring it back to the ARC again, we attended a magistrates conference down in Lexington, it was in Louisville. And magistrates and commissioners and judge execs, the fiscal courts from all 120 counties was in attendance to this very large conference. And anytime we talked to anybody, they would say, where are you from? We say Grand Canyon. First thing they'd say, oh, that's where the ARC is. And we're going to come up there and see that, or we'd like to come up there and see that. And I told him to get hold of Judge Dills and he'd give him free tickets. So,
Wrong.
No, that's all public now, Roger.
it was nice to have that, you know, whether you love the ARC or hate the ARC or in between on the ARC, it has a very large attraction. It's really reached out to a lot of people. And going on into the roads, again, we got roads that are just in horrible condition. Talk about that ordinance. That ordinance, we're going to have to, I think we're really going to have to review it and rewrite it. It allows you to have 2 junk vehicles on your property right in your front yard if you want. It don't say they can be there 30 days or 30 years. And I'll be honest with you, I've traveled a lot of roads in this county. It looks like some of them cars have been there for 30 years. It's ridiculous. If it was my neighbor, we'd probably be having some words. So then we'd be able to see Mr. Webster. But it just needs more teeth in it. It really does. It needs to put some more limitations in it. Several mobile homes across the county, not only in District 3, but across the county, that are just abandoned and have been stripped of their metal and it just sitting there in disarray, and just an invitation for.
Roger, put that on your list, because we should approach the 109 board, because there are some funding available that could be done project by project. And you are absolutely right, because a lot of times these folks just don't financially have the money
They don't.
to take care of that. But I have been told like a 50-50, the grant pays a portion and the resident pays a portion. I would love to help you with that, because I have a lot. We have quite a bit.
There's a lot of them across the county. And I'm not picking on the farmer. I'm 100% for agriculture farmers, but, you know, I passed some farms that there's one farm over Mountain Zion that must have 150 tractor tires piled up on it out there. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And then they got the Hispanics living in a mobile home right against the edge of the road with no doors on the mobile home. It's sad. Rainbow Drive, you know, we had that major slippage on Rainbow Drive. It's been repaired, getting to the point of getting some gravel put down there. I believe Division of Waters contacted Judge Dills also. They're preparing to start construction on the dam, or reconstruction on that dam at Bullock Pen, and that's a major project for the county. Of course, it's not going to cost the county any money, but they're talking that could last 2 years or longer to replace and repair the dam issues there at Bullock Pen. Bullock Pen is a major source of drinking water, potable water for Crittenden, Verona, Mountain Zion, many areas of the county. So it's go, you know, we had to get this done quick, and we got it done quick, and any damage is done while they're doing their construction. It's already in the paperwork that they're gonna repair and replace, so, it's already been taken care of on that end. We're not gonna blacktop it right now. What's the use of blacktopping it and having all that heavy equipment coming in out of there and tearing it up? We're gonna put gravel down. Whatever gravel they tear up, they're gonna replace, repack, and then we can pave it at the end of the project 2 or 3 years from now. But it will be a nice road.
Okay, anything else?
I got one more thing. This next Wednesday, if anybody, if you work in the county or if you just even want to come to Williamstown, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., there is a barbecue lunch benefit being held at the Williamstown Senior Center to benefit the senior center there. It's like a barbecue sandwich, chips, coleslaw, a cookie or brownie, and a drink for $5. In a 3-mile radius, they will deliver, and it will just be an additional $1 charge. But I think it's a good thing. I think we forget about those little lunches and things that we have. I know a lot of times the Relay for Life will have a hamburger day for, you know, to raise money, and you know, it's a good meal, and support it. But it's next Wednesday, the 27th.
Good deal. Just moving on down to citizens' address. If there's anyone in the audience that would like to speak, just come up to the podium. We got a mic.
Can I speak from right
You
here?
can speak right there, Dave.
Okay, I just want to talk about this occupational license tax review.
Yes.
I brought it up a couple of years ago or last year. I wish you all, when you go to drop this down, you'd look at the citizens of Dry Ridge, the city of Dry Ridge. They're already paying 1.25% to the city. And I don't know if they've dropped that. But I think instead of dropping this down to 1% across the board, if you do anything, I think you need to look at dropping it for the citizens that, you know, that pay Dry Ridge first, and drop that for them and see how it falls out after that. At least do an evaluation on it, and because they're getting hit twice, once by the county and once by the city, and if we can alleviate a little bit of that.
I agree with you, and we're in the process, we're reviewing a lot of ordinances. I met with Stephen today on the issue about Airbnbs out in the rural area, the unincorporated areas. So, I mean, there's a lot of ordinances we're trying to update and look at, so that's definitely on the radar to consider.
I would just follow up with that anybody that lives in a city is paying it. They're all, Corinth's got taxes, Crittenden, as I'm sure, has got taxes, Williamstown has taxes, everybody's got duplicate taxes. And I can sympathize, I can,
No, payroll tax?
I don't know.
Tax? Well, I'm talking the payroll
Right.
tax.
Well, I'm talking about the business tax that they're talking about.
Cities like Hamilton County and like just other places, period, it's very common that there's a duplicate tax, because when you start roping off one city, then what's gonna happen when other cities do implement an occupational tax? We looked at that, and it becomes very cumbersome, and I'll just be quiet on that for right now, until we get to that point.
Anyone else? No one else has any comments for the court? One, I want to announce on the reading we did on the asphalt for the pavement of Blanchard Road, scheduling a special meeting April 8th, 2019 at 5:30. Does that work for everyone's schedule?
That's a Monday, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And the reason why we're trying to do this before the next meeting is, one, this won't advertise in the paper until next week, and we're trying to get Blanchard Road the minute that they get done working on it, to get that paved. We want to get the equipment out of there and, you know, start fixing that road back and cleaning it up. I know Debbie has sent me stuff. The road's a narrow road, and this big equipment's having to get over for other vehicles, and because of all the water we've had, they're rutting the side of the roads. So we need to get in and get the roads repaired and ditched. So
we can come back and address
this is a
those.
priority, and I think for all of us to get that done as quick as possible. So does that work for everyone? Okay, so we'll have we'll have a special meeting April 8th at 5:30 here at the courthouse. It'll be in the judge exec's office. If we get a large crowd, we'll move up to the courtroom, but normally, and that's the only thing on the agenda, is to open up the sealed bids from the asphalt companies. Just want to remind everyone that we'll hold our next regular meeting, April the 2nd, 2019, at 6:30 p.m. That's all we have for tonight. We'll be adjourned.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
We have a second. All in favor, saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.